Hello and welcome to Mayday Media. We're pointing out a few articles at a time. Hope you like my new little slogan. American ballerina Ksenia Karelina is detained for high treason in Russia by Putin's feared uh, FSB security, accused of raising $51 for Ukrainian army and could face 20 years in jail if found guilty. That's wild. I'm sure there's a little more to the story, but we'll get into it. And an update on the Kansas City shooting. Guess what? Two men charged with second degree murder already had a rap sheet. Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller, not juveniles, in fact. And looky there. The usual suspects. That is never released until 2 weeks after the incident, and it was barely any news. But I got it, and we're going to get into it here. Um, Again, low impulse control individuals, and they're everywhere. And there's just you got to walk on eggshells, tippy toe around while they can cuss, kill, rape, loot, and for some reason, nothing's done about it. So we'll hit this first article here, but smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if this kind of stuff interests you. Help me out, help you out. Vladimir Putin's secretive Federal Security Service has arrested a dual Russian-American ballerina on treason charges. Videos posted by a Russian news agency shows 32-year-old Ksenia Karelina being led into a courtroom in handcuffs with her eyes blindfolded. It's not clear where the video was recorded. Karelina is a resident of Los Angeles who became a U.S. citizen in 2021. Her social media pages are littered with photos of her smiling, loving life in the U.S. She was arrested on the same day, January, that Putin sat down for his widely panned interview with Tucker Carlson. The apprehension took place outside of movie theaters in Yekaterinburg. The initial charges to swearing offenses. The initial charges related to swearing offenses, like cussing, I guess. I don't. The largest city in the Ural region is also where Wall Street Journal Evan Gershkovich was arrested on spying charges nearly 12 months ago. There she is. Look at that pretty thing. Oh, and limber and flexible and in good shape, just firm. Maybe Putin wants him a new wife. Look at that doll. All right, following her initial arrest, Karelina was accused of fundraising for a Ukrainian military cause. She is specifically accused of transferring $51.80 from an American bank account to a Ukrainian charity, Razom. Treason charges can carry penalties of 20 years. The White House and State Department are aware of reports with a dual U.S.-Russian citizen has been detained in Russia. We are working to obtain more information and secure consular access to the individual. The State Department currently has a do not travel advisory to Russia. On her Facebook page, Karelina says she's from Yekaterinburg and that she studied ballet at the SP whatever school. Dancers accused of proactively collecting funds. Let me tell you, it's not a whole lot of funds. Interested were used to purchase technical medical equipment, weapons, and ammunition for the armed forces of Ukraine. Yeah, $51 is going to get you a whole lot of ammunition and medical equipment. Anyway, now Putin did say he would do a exchange. This might be what he's ended up talking about. Yeah, we'll give this little gal back. We want one of our spies back. And she could be some sort of a spy. I mean, who knows? There could be more going on. Let's see. Reports arrested on charges of petty hooliganism for swearing. While in custody, those charges were upgraded to high treason for swearing. This girl just goes around cussing all the time. Is that what it is? based Ukrainian charity that is accused of supporting describes itself as contributing to establishments of secure, prosperous, and democratic Ukraine. On her LinkedIn page, Carolyn says she worked as a manager at a spa in Beverly Hills. Okay, there she is. She's a nice looking woman. So, and at that age, what is she, this 30s, early 30s? I talk about taking care of yourself, baby. Most 30-year-old American women are 400 pounds with 6 kids, mixed races. Oh, it's fucking gross. Carolyn is the latest American behind bars in Russia, in addition to Gershkovich and Marine Paul Whelan-Takes and dad David Burns, 65, who last week was sentenced to 21 years in prison in Moscow on child abuse charges. On the same day that Karelina's arrest was announced, Gershkovich appeared in Moscow court, where he had his pre-trial detention extended. Let's see. Karelina's arrest comes as Putin faces heightened international pressure over mysterious death of dissident Alexei Navalny in a Russian prison. Western leaders in Navalny's family have pointed their fingers at the Kremlin following the news on the activist's death, the 47-year-old. Could be she's a spy, some kind of a sex operative. I mean, look at this little thing. She could swindle her way into my world anytime. Make no mistake about it. It's a good looking woman. Yeah, so what do you think? I mean, $51. I mean, to me, I wouldn't even want the press on something like that, to be honest with you. So I think there's more to it, unless he's going to try to use her to exchange for somebody we got. Men charged with second-degree murder, Jackson County, Missouri. Looky there, men and not juveniles. No, we're always told, oh, we can't tell you who it is, protection, privacy of the family, or whatever the deal is. And then you find out, if it was anything other than melanin skinned, I mean, it'd have been front page news. They'd been after your guns. These guys have multiple charges. I've seen some other stuff here. Let's read this real fast. On Tuesday, February 20th, 24, Missouri prosecutors held a press conference to update the public on Kansas City's shooting that took place during the Chiefs' celebratory rally. Authorities identified Lyndall Mays and Dominic Miller as being charged with second-degree murder, along with 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon and armed criminal action. And it's always this. They're always illegally armed. They've got multiple offenses behind them, and they've been let out of jail. Missouri prosecutors have announced murder charges against the 2 adults, which resulted in 1 death and 22 injuries. These charges follow the previous detention of 2 juveniles last week who were charged with gun-related offenses and resisting arrest. According to Missouri prosecutors, from the evidence, a verbal argument instigated, in other words, low impulse control, between 2 individuals caused almost instantly people around the argument to draw their firearms and begin shooting. Miller's firearms has positively identified as the firearm that shot and killed Lisa Lopez Galvin. Yeah. An argument ensued, probably over drugs or some kind of a crime. Who the fuck knows? And what's the first thing low impulse controlled fucking animals do? They go right to violence and draws their firearms, illegally owned. They don't give a fuck about law. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about anybody else. Just their own little world. While officially in custody, both individuals are currently in the hospital receiving treatment for their wounds. Both Mays and Miller are being held on $1 million bond. Missouri prosecutors are asking for individuals who were injured during the fleeing of the rally to come forward to hold parties accountable. Yeah, that's actually good. I'm glad to hear that. They need to be more than held accountable. They'd be probably taken out and executed. My official opinion, there used to be way less crime in the wild west. Wasn't so fucking wild because they know they'd hang your ass if you were out here doing shit like this. Anywho, there's the stories. There's your killer, murderers, low impulse control. fuckers that really don't belong in society, in my opinion. I think I'd stated before, if it was they were white, you'd have heard gun control, and all of a sudden, and they're not even talking about this very much, of course. I've been rolled under the table as usual. And damn, there goes my could-be future wife. She's a fucking prisoner now. She'll have tattoos before too long. Anywho, like, subscribe. Toodaloo.